Okay, let's jump right in. We all use search engines, right? Every single day. But what if I told you there's a kind of secret language that lets you talk directly to databases? A way to just cut through all the noise and find exactly what you're looking for, pretty much every time. Well, today, we're going to learn that language. But first, let's start with something we've all been through. That feeling of frustration, the search struggle. You know exactly what you need, but the results you get back are just a complete mess. You know that feeling, right? That moment of total frustration where you type in your search, hit enter, and you're convinced the search engine has completely misunderstood the assignment. Yeah, you're definitely not alone there. So you might type something like this, just a string of keywords that you think are perfect. But here's the thing, the database doesn't see your idea. It just sees a jumble of words. So it looks for documents that have any of those keywords, and that's how you end up with that mountain of useless links. We can do so much better. And this right here, this is the goal. It's not just about finding more information, it's about finding the right information. The whole game is to get as much of the good stuff as possible and as little of the junk as possible. So how do we tell the database to do that? This is where we learn the secret. The solution is something called Boolean operators. Honestly, just think of them as command words. They give you total control over your search. To put it simply, these operators, we're talking and, or, and not, are how we give really precise instructions. So instead of just throwing keywords at the database and hoping for the best, we're telling it exactly how to combine them. This is how you go from just hoping for good results to actually designing them.
All right, let's open up our toolkit. First up is our most powerful tool, and it's all about getting more specific and, cutting down on all those irrelevant results.
Think of the AND operator as a really strict bouncer at a club. It connects your search terms and says, hey database, don't even think about showing me a document unless it contains every single one of these phrases. It is your #1 tool for precision.
So imagine we start out super simple, just searching for child justice. You're going to get a ton of results, right? Pretty much anything that mentions that term. It's way too broad. Now watch this. When we add our first command word, by adding and criminal responsibility, we've just told the database to throw out any document that doesn't also have that second phrase. And just like that, the number of results drops dramatically, and their relevance just shoots way up.
And we can even take it one step further. By adding and South Africa, we've made our search incredibly specific. Now, we're only going to get results that talk about all three of these ideas together in the same place. See? The more you use and, the fewer and more focused your results become.
Okay, so narrowing down is great, but what about the opposite problem? What happens when you're worried that you're actually missing important information because, well, different people use different words to talk about the same thing?
This is a classic trap. You have to remember, databases are, well, they're kind of dumb in a way. They are very literal. They don't think in concepts like we do. They search for the exact letters you type. So if you search for one term, you could be missing a whole bunch of really important documents that just happen to use a synonym.
This is a perfect example. In the legal world, especially in South Africa, these two phrases are super closely related. But to a database, they might as well be apples and oranges. They are completely different things. If you only search for one, you miss everything written about the other.
And the solution to this problem is our second tool, the OR operator. Unlike AND, which narrows things down, OR expands your search. It says, hey database, I'd be happy with documents that have this term or this other term. Go ahead and show me both.
And look at this. This is where it gets really powerful. We can combine them. We use parentheses to group our synonyms together with OR. That tells the database find either of these terms for me. Then we use AND to make sure that whatever it finds must also contain child justice. It's brilliant. It's both broad and specific at the exact same time.
Okay, we have one final tool in our kit. This one is for surgical precision. It's for when you've got pretty good results, but they're being cluttered up by a specific topic that keeps popping up and is totally irrelevant.
So imagine this. You're doing great research on criminal capacity, but because that topic is so often discussed alongside punishment, your results are just flooded with articles about sentencing. It's just noise, and it's getting in your way.
The NOT operator is our scalpel. It gives a really simple but really powerful command. Show me everything that's relevant. But if you see this one specific word, get rid of that document completely.
It lets us clean everything up.
So there we have it, our 3 core commands: and, or, and not. Now for the moment of truth. Let's put them all together and build our ultimate master query.
Just look at that. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? First, we cast a wide net with or to make sure we catch all the synonyms. Then, we narrow that big group down with and to make sure our results are on topic and in the right country. And finally, we refine the whole thing by using not to surgically remove all that noise about sentencing. This is how you speak the language of databases.
And this is why it all matters. This isn't just some techie trick. It's a genuine superpower. It means you're going to save time and energy, you're going to have way less frustration, and you'll have the confidence that you are finding the absolute best information out there. All of the good stuff and none of the junk. So the next time you approach a search box, remember you're not just a user anymore, you're a commander. You have the tools to give precise instructions and unlock a whole world of information. The only question left is, what are you going to discover?